it's alright. I got mustard. I got mustard. And it's alright. I got mustard. I got mustard. I got mustard. I got mustard. And it's alright.
Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on the French map. So yeah, I'm back on my Let's Play, which I have been looking forward to doing it because I've been obviously testing quite a bit and yeah, I've been busy with that, so it's nice to be back on. So I have moved out all the equipment from this barn. This is now going to be split in half for hay and straw. That's what we're going to keep in the end. This is going to be the main source of food that we're going to use on the farm. So I've cleared it up. I have moved over, well, I put the trailers here. And then I have put the mower there as well because I needed space for that. It's quite a strange mower. Even though it's really good, you can't fold it up and then park it away. It has to be parked away when it's unfolded like this. So it kind of takes up a lot of space. So I didn't want to put it in here because I have got the other baler to go in. So it does look better though. Everything's under cover, which is good except the mower. But things are, I think, better now. They're more organised and in a better place. So yeah, this is going to be for hay and straw, like I said. I've got some hay out in the fields over here. We're going to let this grass grow. We do need to roll it so we can fertilise it or we can spray. We might actually have quite a bit of slurry. Let's just quickly check that. We might do that. So yeah, I've got 6,600 litres of slurry. I have got quite a bit of manure as well, so we could probably do that. We may as well. But we do need to put the bales away, so that's something that I'm going to try and do probably in this episode. So in the last episode, I got this field all done. We planted some wheat in it, and it's fully rolled, and we've put some fert on it. Just needs some fertiliser on this top section of the field. Now, the little field that I've got down here, I was deciding what to do with it. So I've been thinking about what I want to do with this farm, how I'm going to make a bit of money. And I think what's best is to free up some space. So I'm going to do one harvest in this, and I'm going to use it for something else. So I'm going to put some wheat in it. I'm going to set a worker to do that in this episode. We're going to get the wheat in, planted, we're going to do some rolling, and then obviously some ferting as well. Now, after that, what I want to do is buy some animal pens, because I want to get some chickens on the farm, and I think this area here, I want to get some sheep and some chickens in, so I need to make sure I generate enough money from these two harvests to do that. And then obviously things will pay back over time anyway with the sheep giving off wool and the chickens obviously giving off eggs. So what I would like to do with the sheep is this one here. This is a sheep pasture that's a mod. It's a larger sheep pasture. It's quite big. It holds 200 sheep. But it's obviously going to take quite a lot of effort with the water. But I'd like to get that in here somewhere. And then I've got a mod here called Sheep's Free, which basically makes the sheep look free. And they hold 30. So what I might do is actually have an area where I've fenced off for the sheep, put this in for like breeding some lambs, and then have maybe a couple of these depending on how much money I generate, at least one at the start where we can put some lambs in so they won't breed, but we can fatten them up and then try and sell them at a good time to try and generate a bit of money, and we'll keep rotating them through, and as we generate more money we can pop a few more of these in. I think that's a good start. Chickens, I can't afford the bigger coop, which is 360 chickens, but we can get one of these, especially because it's only 6,000 and it holds 30 chickens. And you never know, we could actually get a few of these. But what I want to do is try and get some chickens up here and some sheep. And then we've also got probably a bit of space left if we do need to do anything else in the future. But unfortunately, what that's going to mean is I've only got this one field to then harvest in. Now, the sheep obviously require hay, but we can make a lot of hay, and we can also feed our cows hay if we need to. But we will make enough silage, definitely make enough straw, and obviously the aim is to make hay anyway. So I think we'll be alright for feed. The only thing is, are we going to generate enough money from the milk when we start milking. And this harvest, and this crop, and this field here that we need to harvest in, is this going to be enough to tie us over and try and get some more animals on the farm? That's what I'm hoping. If not, we can always put some barns down, start off small, and then try and move to, I don't know, maybe get another field, and then it doesn't matter too much about taking up this space. And we've got field 44 here. That's a lot of money, 400,000, and that's 276. But anyway, let's crack on. Let's get a work going. We need the Fent for this. We'll get hooked up to the seeder, and we'll set the worker going in that field, because it will work properly in that one, because I haven't created my own boundaries with that. We are getting to the point where maintenance is going to start becoming an issue. Now, I have actually seen a mod that reduces the maintenance cost, and I think it is a good mod, because it is quite over the top. That's my opinion on it. I think the maintenance is quite extreme, really, for the tractors. It's just it does take quite a lot of your bank account, so maybe it is an option in the future. We could do that. It just depends. We'll see how we get on. If we're just spending a lot of money on repairing vehicles and equipment, then obviously we might have to look into that. So we want to probably start him off not too far off the edge, but about here, so he's overlapping a little bit, and hopefully won't have any issues with the road down the bottom. Fingers crossed. So he's planting wheat, so we're just going to have one big wheat harvest. We'll also have a lot of straw. But there we go. Happy in the ground, job done. And as you can see, it's going in quite nicely. So while he's doing that, we'll start putting away some hay bales. Now, I aren't going to mow this area over here yet. I'm just trying to think which one. There we go. We'll use this. This is fine. This will do the job. What I was saying is I'm not going to mow this field down here just yet, because I want to see, even though it's ready to harvest, technically, with it being grass, it's just ready to mow, but it does say ready to harvest. So we could start mowing this now, but I want to see if it grows any taller, because I have seen some comments about you can actually leave the grass and it will grow further and give off more yield. So I'm going to take a visual kind of screenshot on my brain right now of how it looks, and then I'll keep checking, see what it's and see how far it actually goes up, because it looks to me like it's starting to head the grasses, which is when you should be mowing it. If anything, you want to be mowing it probably prior to them little seeds coming on the top of the grass, because it kind of reduces the quality, because you want more sugars in your grass if you're obviously giving it to animals, especially to cows. It helps them generate better milk, more butter fat, and I think when the seeds pop up at the top, it kind of reduces that water soluble carbohydrates, I think they class it as. So probably in real life we would have mowed that before, but if that's the texture it looks like, but maybe it gets taller, I don't know. Or maybe you can just wait a little bit and you see some kind of impact on that. It would be good to see. It looks like the worker has got blocked. Aha, so I never thought about that. So we're probably going to waste a bit of seeds here, because we're going to have to set him going sideways across the field. I never thought about the fence. Oh well, we'll have to do it now. But what I'll try and do is I'll try and set him at least on this little bit here. Just going a bit further up, because we'll try and minimise the impact this is going to have now. Not ideal, but I should have noticed that fence. I think it was just because it was behind me. But it'll be alright. He'll crack on with it. And hopefully it shouldn't cost us too much. It is going down quite a bit though. That is quite extreme. We'll just see if what the cost is. We're at 25,390 now. So let's call that 25,000, probably 400. If by the end of him planting it's gone down quite a bit, I might have to do the rolling myself, because I don't want to waste quite a lot of money when I can do this work. Now the one thing I do need is the fast track, because we're going to have to bring these bales in on the trailer for put them away. There we go. There isn't too many bales anyway. They are a good size. But there isn't too many. And this is a big size trailer, so we'll definitely not need to do more than one trip with this. But I think it might mean that we might get a chance to spray some slurry in this field, which will be nice to see. I haven't seen the texture yet of how the slurry spreaders work. I know the tedders look brilliant. The tedding texture now is such an improvement, it really is. And I will show you because I'm probably going to be doing hay again. And when I do, I'll make sure that I do it in the video. Because to me, it's massively improved. It's probably the one texture that I've seen that's made such a difference. Now, I know you can get these front loader spikes that can actually pick up 2 at once, and I don't think this is one of them. Because I need kind of something with a back on to protect the top bale from tipping over. But we'll find out. In fact, I think this might pick up 2. It's got a top fork and a... So if we just... Nope, nearly. Let's try that one more time. So the bottom fork didn't take. So you can do it, but it's not ideal. I mean, you need to really look at what you're doing on that one. There is better spikes out there that will help with that. Now this doesn't need to be too neat because obviously we're just going to be taking them straight off. Hopefully it won't take too long as well doing that planting because the money's going down. 25,077 now. He's getting a good deal. That worker is. He really is. He's rubbing me blind. Now, I don't know if you're a member of my Discord or if you're not, but I have been in there talking recently about a mod idea that I had. It's only small, and I've never made a mod before in my life, and I wouldn't probably don't have the massive knowledge when it comes to making mods, I'll be honest. But I would like to see if I can actually make a mod, maybe with some help as well, because I'll probably need it. And my idea was to have a sound effect for when you're picking up bales. So if you are using a spike, for example, and you pick up a wrapped bale, what I think would be really good is if you had the noise of piercing the wrap bale. And having been on farms multiple times and picked up bales myself with front loader attachments, it is a really distinct sound. And because it's quite heavy, bales are properly heavy, especially wrapped silage bales. It's kind of beefy sound with the piercing noise as well. And I think it'd make such a difference. It would immerse you even more in the games because not long ago on FS19, I think it's actually come out as well on FS22, there's one for sound effects of the hoses when you're connecting to an attachment, PTOs and the hydraulic hoses. The sound effects of them, I love them kind of mods. I really do think that they make a difference. So hopefully I can actually have a go at this, see if I can get it to work. If anyone would like to join the Discord and offer a bit of advice and we can do it all together, make a mod, I'm really up for that. And then, who knows, people might really enjoy it. So I have to say, the baling, picking up bales with a spike is just as easy as it was in FS19. The physics do seem to have improved on some things. I think the pallets working a little bit better. I did have a few issues with pallets. I don't know if anyone else has witnessed this, but I had some problems where I was getting some pallets stuck in the floor. And as soon as they were stuck, that was it. They were stuck like glue. Right, so because obviously I'm just picking up bales and I don't want you to sit there watching me pick up bales for the whole episode, what I'm going to do is finish this off. I'll start putting some of them away as well, and then I'll cut back in when I'm probably about halfway through unloading the bales, just so you can just so I can show you the progress and how I'm getting on. Right, so welcome back. I am in the field. All the planting was done. I stopped it because obviously it was costing a bit of money. I'm at 24,259, so I thought I'd do the rolling myself, and I'm just on the last little bit. With this kind of size roller, it really is an easy job. And I did get the help from GPS as well, which also helps because it's a massive piece of kit. So the last little bit, and then we're job done. So I can fold her up, and then what I'm going to do is I'll quickly just clear off the GPS. I'll park this away. I'm not going to do the fertilizing yet. I'll do that in between this episode and the next because I need to do the other field as well. So I'll do both of them fields together. But I will park this away. I'm going to finish off putting the bales away. I have put the majority of them away. Just got a couple left to do. And then I'll crack on with doing some slurry spreading. And that should tee me up perfectly for the next episode after that, which is going to be hopefully a little bit more active. We might be doing a bit of hay. Oh, looks like I got stuck. I think I went in the wrong gate there. I'll try the other one. Yeah, as I was saying, it's probably tee me up better for the next episode because there'll be hopefully a lot more going on. We need to do some hay. And we'll be closer to seeing where the crop is because it probably be a couple of months at least past in time. And I won't touch that grass down at the bottom. We'll see how it performs. I'm also interested to see how many cuts of grass you can get in a year. Now, if you do get more yield from cutting later on, so maybe like 3 days after it's ready to harvest, for example, which would be like 3 months or 2 months or whatever it turns out to be, does that reduce the amount of grass you can obviously have anyway because you're not going to be cutting as often? So is it a balancing act? More questions that need answering in FS22. Maybe it's a video that I should do about silage as well, because I know I want to do a video about grass silage, the potential in that as well. And I haven't forgotten about that. It's just I do want to try out all the other types of silage and chaff and stuff just to make sure I've got all the information first. Right, so let's get in this. One thing I will point out is I did swap out the front loader. Now this cost actually less money. It is a mod and it costs less money than the one that I had. So I sold the one that I had for about £450, and this one actually cost about £450 brand new. So the other one that I bought was more expensive when it was brand new, but this one I do like. It's got that kind of 2 bars sticking up at the top that kind of hold and protect the top bale, so you can pick up 2 at a time, and it's not as tricky. You can pretty much just fire it straight in anywhere on the bottom bale and you're going to be good to go. There we go. So I am stacking them up against the wall just like this. I'm hoping at some point this will be quite full, because from what I've seen, the animals aren't eating that much really when it comes to it. And I have got quite a lot of food that I started off with for the cows anyway with the robot. Now at some point I'm probably going to just tend to try and feed them hay, because they are quite productive still. Yes, they produce less slurry with hay and less manure, but the price of the animal will still go up the same. And milk wise there's not too much difference there anyway, so it kind of makes sense to just feed them a bit of hay, at least until they are producing milk, and then I'll go back to TMR. Yeah, so we can let the robot do its thing and use up all the food that it's got. We may as well. Now, I'm probably not going to stack them 6 high. I might do if we had a lot, but I think we don't need to do that just yet. And I don't even think that this front loader will go that high. No, it won't. So 4 high is where we are limited to with this front loader. Now I have got the telehandler, but I haven't got the spike or a bale spike for that anyway, so I'll have to just do it like this. But this is looking neat and tidy enough for me. Just give it a bit of a shove. There we go. So I'll just park that there. That should be fine. Now it's not perfect stacking, but it'll do. I haven't done too many bales in FS22. I do like to think, though, that in FS19, I was pretty good at it by the end, and I enjoyed it as well, so can't go wrong. Now, what I am going to do is move this out the way, because it's pretty much just blocking quite a bit. Now, got myself into a bit of a tight spot here. I also need to put the baler back and the Duitsfahr. I am going to use that Duitsfahr though for the slurry spreading. There we go. We'll leave that there. Job done. So pretty much the fields are set. All I need to do is the fertilizer. I'll do that in between this episode and the next. But the fertilizing on this grass field, we may as well do that and use some of the free byproduct that we've got from having cows. So let's go and get hooked up to the slurry spreader. It is a pretty cool slurry spreader as well. It injects the slurry into the ground rather than spraying it, which is actually supposed to be better for the environment. And I think that a lot of farmers, if they had the money, would move over to that kind of option. So let's try it out. Now, don't mind driving over the field right now because I have got crop destruction on and periodic ploughing and weeds. But obviously we don't need to worry about that. It looks like the robot's doing its thing as well. Perfect timing. Cows are happy. Just been fed. So there we go. Pumping it in, as you can hear. And it's only got 43%. So this might not go too far, but we'll see how we get on. We might have to do half and half with manure and slurry. And if that's the case, I best get the telehandler out with the bucket, fill that up. But fingers crossed we'll do a good chunk of this. I mean, it's probably going to come out at quite a quick speed because of the size of it as well. It's got a good width on this. So we're definitely not going to get too much, but if we can go around the field edge for the majority of it, that should be good. Now we'll actually look at the texture as well, because I do think that the slurry texture could have been improved. Now, on some maps I thought the slurry texture was really good, but other maps it really didn't stand out very well. So we're nearly done. 1% left. Can it make it to the end? Probably not. There we go. That'll do. It's a good chunk. Let's have a look at, just to make sure that that's worked perfectly. Should have. There we go. So you can see that I've done some fertilizing there. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll go and get the muck spreader, fill it up with as much as I can, and then I'll cut back in when I'm in the field. So I was going to cut back in when I was in the field, but I think, which is something that wasn't available in FS19, I'm sure of it, or I was just so used to playing maps where you didn't have this option, but I think I can hover over that icon and refill. You can. The amount of time that now saves is insane. It really is. Just parking up to it with your manure spreader and it fills up for you. It's a really useful trick, but also if you do like loading in manure, you can probably still do it that way as well. So let's see where we were at and see if we can just finish off going around the edges at least. Now, I don't know if the spread's going to be bigger on this. It's probably going to come out just as quick. I do like that texture though. That looks brilliant. So it's definitely improved on the texture for spraying and also for spreading. But when it is done, I will have a proper good look at the field textures of manure and slurry on the ground. But you can see the steam coming out as well, which is something you do see because obviously it does generate quite a lot of heat as well, the muck as it's sitting. So let's just try and get them little bits that I missed. So this is going to be a weird field. It's going to have a bit of muck in it. It's got a bit of slurry in it. And by the looks of it, it's going to have a bit of maybe solid fertilizer in it as well. Unless we leave the field for a bit and then come back to it. And we've got more slurry and muck to put on the ground. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm just enjoying playing the game again. I've been doing a Let's Play. I've been doing that many tests videos that I've neglected to actually stop and just play the game. Right, so there we go. So quickly what I'll do, because they've got a perfect area there, I'll jump out and we'll actually have a look at it. So the manure texture, you can just see this like that yellowy kind of browny texture to it. It's in the muck that's gone on the ground, and then the slurry should look to me like a darker, shinier layer, if anything. So maybe that's not as distinct on that. It kind of just looks what I imagine when I've rolled it. It kind of goes darker, but maybe not like that. You can see that it's changed from that. But definitely, it's pretty cool. I do like it. I wonder what it looks like as well on a field of grass that's actually got a bit more length to it. Right, so what I'll do then is, in between this episode and the next, I'll get the field sorted out completely, so they're just ready and waiting. And then I'll also keep an eye on the grass fields, because I do want to do some hay, but I am thinking when to mow. I'm going to try and keep them fields right to the end just to see if it does have a difference. I'll probably be a couple of months ahead, so we'll have some lettuce to sell, but hopefully there'll be a lot more going on, because we are waiting for our first harvest, so I'm looking forward to that. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.